Today I'm going to show you how to prepare a pumpkin, pea and mushroom frittata. It's going to be full of vegetables, have lots of flavour, and it's going to be on the table in no time at all. First thing we're going to do is get some extra virgin olive oil into a pan and put that pan onto a nice high heat. We're going to then slice up our pumpkin before we add that into the pan. With our pumpkin, we're using butternut pumpkin here. Slice the top off, like so, and then create a nice flat edge as we've got here, and then carefully remove the skin, just like this. Then what we're going to do is we're going to cut our pumpkin into about 1/2 centimetre size thick pieces, and then put this in a bin bowl, and then we're going to basically cut it into nice kind of long strips like this before we then cut it into roughly kind of centimetre-ish cubes. Do this for all of the pumpkin. We're going to add this into our hot frying pan. We want to get just a little bit of colour on it, and it's just going to soften the pumpkin so that it ensures that it cooks through in the frittata mixture in the oven in the time that we have, which is approximately kind of 10 or 15 minutes into the oven. Add this all into the pan, spread it evenly, and let it sit there and just get a little bit of colour. While that's happening, we're going to get started on our mushrooms. All we need to do is chop our mushrooms into quarters or eighths, depending on the size of the mushroom. When you chop your mushrooms, cut them in half, create a flat surface so they don't move around, and then again in half. Now we're going to add these mushrooms into the pan with our pumpkin. Give it a little stir around as well. Our pumpkin and mushrooms smell delicious, and they've got lots of these little bits of kind of caramelization. It's just like roasting your vegetables in the oven, except for by chopping them small, and by moving them around constantly, they get that caramelization and they don't burn. So that's beautiful. We're going to let them sit there in that warm pan. Now we're going to make our frittata mixture. So we've got some milk here as well as some eggs. What we need to do is crack our 3 eggs into one bowl, just like this. Okay, put the shells into a bowl over there. Now I'm gently going to whisk my egg yolks and my egg whites together to create one consistent mixture. And now to this mixture, I'm going to add my skim milk. So combined, my skim milk and my eggs are going to provide a lovely nutritious base for the vegetables. Now we add in our pumpkin as well as our caramelized mushrooms into our mixture before we get ready to add the final ingredients. Finally, we need to chop up our parsley leaves. Just roll them into a ball like this, and then carefully run our knife through like that. And if you want to, you can run your knife over them one more time as well in the opposite direction, just so your parsley leaves are roughly chopped. Try not to over chop them. We want to make sure the flavor gets into the bowl and doesn't remain on our chopping board. Lovely. And then we're also going to add our Parmesan cheese in here. We've chosen to use Parmesan. You can use any other cheese, any other kind of low-fat cooking cheese is absolutely fine. Give this a bit of a stir. And now all we need to do is grease our muffin tray before we add the mixture. All we're going to do is give it a gentle spray on the inside of each hole, just like this. Then I've taken some baking paper and cut it into roughly kind of 5 by 5 centimetre squares. And all we're going to do is basically shove the baking paper into the squares, and the spray will help them stick there, and then we're going to fill our mixture into these little baking paper cups. Fill the muffin holes till they're about kind of halfway full, and top with a couple of frozen peas as well. Frozen peas are perfectly fine, like many other frozen vegetables too, because they are super nutritious. They're picked in season and snap frozen, which means they're going to have all the nutrition and, better yet, all the flavor as well that we would expect from a fruit or vegetable that would be in season. Now we just put our frittata mixture into the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes, or until the frittatas are slightly golden or the eggs set. Our pumpkin, pea and mushroom frittata looks beautiful. We're just going to take them straight out of the muffin tray here like that and put them onto our little serving board. We've chosen to use those 3 vegetables. It's completely up to you what you choose. Basically, make your frittata your way using any vegetables you want, and it should be a high protein snack from our eggs as well as our milk, and a nice vegetable rich snack as well. A quick and easy lunchbox option, a light lunch, or potentially even a midweek meal. We hope you enjoyed this dish. For more recipes just like this one, check out healthpromotion.com.au.